ബെയ്ലി പുരസ്കാരദാന ചടങ്ങും ആരംഭിക്കുകയാണ്. മലയാളം അച്ചടിയുടെയും പുസ്തക പ്രസാധനത്തിൻ്റെയും ഉപജ്ഞാതാവ്, ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് ഭാഷാധ്യാപനത്തിനും ആധുനിക പാശ്ചാത്യ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസത്തിനും തുടക്കം കുറിച്ച അതുല്യ പ്രതിഭ, CMS കോളേജ് സ്ഥാപക പ്രിൻസിപ്പൽ, ഭാഷയിലെ ആദ്യത്തെ നിഘണ്ടുകാരൻ, മികച്ച വിവർത്തകൻ, ഗ്രന്ഥകർത്താവ്, വാസ്തുവിദ്യ വിദഗ്ധൻ, ഇങ്ങനെ വിശേഷണങ്ങൾക്ക് അതീതനാണ് റവറൻഡ് ബെഞ്ചമിൻ ബെയ്ലി. വ്യതിരിക്തമായ പാഠ്യപദ്ധതിയും പാഠ്യക്രമവും രൂപപ്പെടുത്തി വിദേശ സർവകലാശാലയുടെ മാതൃകയിൽ ആധുനിക ഉന്നത വിദ്യാഭ്യാസത്തിന് ഇന്ത്യയിൽ അടിത്തറ പാകിയത് റവറൻഡ് ബെഞ്ചമിൻ ബെയ്ലിയാണ്. അദ്ദേഹം മുന്നോട്ട് വെച്ച ആധുനിക വിദ്യാഭ്യാസം, അച്ചടിയുടെ ആവിർഭാവം തുടങ്ങിയവ കേരള സമൂഹത്തിൻ്റെ ആധുനീകരണത്തിനും നവോത്ഥാനത്തിനും അടിസ്ഥാന പ്രേരണയായി. അടിമത്തത്തിനും ജാതീയതയ്ക്കും അനാചാരങ്ങൾക്കും എതിരെ പിന്നീട് ഉയർന്നു വന്ന സമരമുഖങ്ങൾക്ക് അടിസ്ഥാനം ബെഞ്ചമിൻ ബെയ്ലിയുടെ പ്രവർത്തനങ്ങളായിരുന്നു. കോട്ടയം പട്ടണത്തിൻ്റെ വികാസത്തിലും CMS കലാലയത്തിൻ്റെ പ്രതിഷ്ഠാപനത്തിലും ബെഞ്ചമിൻ ബെയ്ലി വഹിച്ച പങ്ക് ശ്രേഷ്ഠമാണ്. കേരളത്തെ പുരോഗതിയുടെയും വികസനത്തിൻ്റെയും പാതയിലേക്ക് നയിച്ച ഈ ബഹുമുഖ പ്രതിഭയുടെ സ്മരണാർത്ഥം 1983 ആരംഭിച്ചതാണ് ബെഞ്ചമിൻ ബെയ്ലി അനുസ്മരണ പ്രഭാഷണ പരമ്പര. സമൂഹത്തിൻ്റെ നാനാ മേഖലയിൽ നിന്നുള്ള പ്രമുഖർ വർഷം തോറും ഈ പ്രഭാഷണം നിർവഹിക്കുന്നു. ഇന്നേ ദിവസം 2023 ബെഞ്ചമിൻ ബെയ്ലി അനുസ്മരണ പ്രഭാഷണം നടക്കുകയാണ്. ഇതോടൊപ്പം CMS കോളേജ് മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ് കലാലയത്തിൻ്റെ ആദ്യ പ്രിൻസിപ്പലിൻ്റെ പേരിൽ സ്ഥാപിച്ച പുരസ്കാരമായ ബെയ്ലി മെഡലും സമ്മാനിക്കുന്നു. അന്താരാഷ്ട്ര തലത്തിൽ നേട്ടം കൈവരിച്ച പൂർവ്വ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾ, അധ്യാപകർ, അനധ്യാപകർ തുടങ്ങിയവരുടെ സംഭാവനകളെ അംഗീകരിക്കുന്നതിനാണ് ഈ പുരസ്കാരം ഏർപ്പെടുത്തിയത്. സ്വർണ്ണ പതക്കം പതിപ്പിച്ച ഫലകവും പ്രശസ്തി പത്രവുമാണ് പുരസ്കാര ജേതാവിന് നൽകുന്നത്. അക്കാദമിക ഗവേഷണ രംഗത്തും പ്രൊഫഷണൽ രംഗത്തും ജീവകാരുണ്യ മേഖലയിലും ഉന്നതികളിലെത്തുന്നവരെ പ്രോത്സാഹിപ്പിക്കുക എന്ന ഉദ്ദേശ്യമാണ് ബെയ്ലി പുരസ്കാരദാനത്തിന് ഉള്ളത്. 2023 ബെഞ്ചമിൻ ബെയ്ലി അനുസ്മരണ പ്രഭാഷണത്തിലേക്ക്, ബെയ്ലി പുരസ്കാരദാന ചടങ്ങിലേക്ക് സന്നിഹിതരായിരിക്കുന്ന മധ്യകേരള മഹായിടവക ബിഷപ്പും കോളേജ് മാനേജറുമായ റൈറ്റ് റവറൻഡ് ഡോക്ടർ മലയിൽ സാബു കോശി ചെറിയാൻ തിരുമേനിയെയും വിശിഷ്ട അതിഥികളെയും പുരസ്കാര ജേതാക്കളെയും മറ്റെല്ലാ സുമനസ്സുകളെയും ഓൺലൈനിൽ പങ്കെടുക്കുന്നവരെയും CMS കലാലയത്തിലേക്ക്, ചരിത്ര പ്രസിദ്ധമായ ഗ്രേറ്റ് ഹാളിലേക്ക് സഹർഷം സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുന്നു.
Before we officially commence the program, may I request the dignitaries to kindly take their seats on the dais. We will commence the program by invoking the blessings of Lord Almighty. I invite the college choir for the prayer song, following which Reverend Sherian Thomas, bursar of CMS College, will lead us in prayer. I request the audience to remain standing during the prayer.
Father, we love We thank you for the wonderful day you have given us. Thank you, Lord, for blessing us, giving one more day in our life. We pray for all those who gathered here. Be with them and strengthen them. Our Lord, we pray for today's program. We pray for your gracious guidance throughout this program. We submit the leaders of this program in your mighty hands. Fill them with your knowledge and strength. Oh Lord, let us program be a blessing for all. We once again submit each and everyone into your mighty hand. In Jesus' name we pray.
Please be seated. Dr. Renu Jacob, Vice Principal of CMS College, is a silent yet vibrant presence. She has walked an extra mile in adding grandeur to the Benjamin Bailey Memorial Lecture. I invite you, ma'am, to welcome the gathering.
Respected Bishop of Madhya Kerala Diocese and Manager of CMS College, Right Reverend Malayil Sabukoshichere and Tirumeni, Dr. Verghese Joshua Sir, Principal of CMS College, Sri Venu Rajamani Sir, Keynote Speaker, Bailey Award recipients, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Sabu Thomas Sir, Dr. Mohan Thomas, Dr. Lali Pothen, Reverend Cherian Thomas H. Bursa CMS College, other dignitaries on and off the dais, former teachers, present staff, and dear students, warm good morning. I'm delighted and privileged to welcome all of you gathered here to honor the legacy of a visionary leader to whom the CMS family is ever indebted. It's an honor to pay tribute with words of respect and gratitude to the great visionary, our founder principal, Reverend Benjamin Bailey. Reverend Bailey's outstanding efforts as a teacher, lexicographer, architect, and the originator of Malayalam prose have made him a legend. Today we have convened for two events to listen to the Benjamin Bailey Memorial Lecture and to confer the prestigious Bailey Awards. From 1983 onwards, college has held the Benjamin Bailey Memorial Lecture every year with renowned personalities from various disciplines of life. The lecture series has developed into a memorable occasion for all of us. Bailey Medal, the prestigious award named after the first principal of our college, aims to inspire the CMS community to work diligently towards greater heights in academics, research, and professional accomplishments. The management of CMS College instituted this medal to recognize the students, alumni, and faculty members' contributions in the international arena. At the onset, I am deeply honored and pleased to welcome the manager of CMS College and Bishop of CSI Madhya Kerala Diocese, Right Reverend Malayil Sabukoshichere and Tirumeni, for gracing this event with his presence. Tirumeni, with his outstanding and exceptional leadership qualities, is very keen on the growth of the college. With great respect, I welcome you, Tirumeni. Today's Benjamin Bailey lecture is of great importance as we have with us an eminent person, Sri Venu Rajamani Sir. Sri Venu Rajamani Sir is a career diplomat with over 35 years of experience, a scholar on international relations and a former journalist. Rajamani Sir is currently serving as Officer on Special Duty External Cooperation for the Government of Kerala. He is also a Professor of Diplomatic Practice at the Jindal Global Law School, Haryana. It's an honor to have him here for the Benjamin Bailey lecture today. We thank him for accepting our invitation. On behalf of all of us here, let me welcome Rajamani Sir to CMS College and to today's Benjamin Bailey lecture. Welcome, sir. I'm honored to formally welcome the 4 luminaries who will receive the Bailey Award 2021. Professor Dr. Sabu Thomas. Dr. Sabu Thomas sir is a Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi University, Kottayam since 2018. A recipient of several honors and awards, sir is ranked as one of the best scientists in the field of polymer science. His works are always innovative and exceptional. On behalf of all of us here, I welcome Professor Sabu sir to this function. Dr. Mohan Thomas, an alumnus of CMS College, is an otolaryngologist and philanthropist based in Doha. He is a recipient of the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award and the highest honor conferred on overseas Indians by the President of India for his noble services in January 21. We are deeply honored to welcome Dr. Mohan Thomas sir also to this function. Dr. Lali Pothan. Dr. Lali Pothan is a research guide at the Department of Chemistry, CMS College. Ma'am is ranked among the top 2% of the most cited research scientists in the world by the list published by the Stanford University in November 20. We are genuinely delighted to welcome Dr. Lali Pothan to this function. Mrs. Reema Pada, alumnus of the CMS College, is a co-founder of Adfender and its COE for nearly 7 years. She is a recipient of numerous awards and accolades, such as the Top 50 California Diverse Leader Award, induction into the Hall of Fame list, Top 100 Asian Americans, Most Powerful Women in Technology. Mrs. Reema Pada couldn't make it to today's function, however, I welcome her in absentia to this function. CMS family is also very gladly to welcome Thangam ma'am, wife of Dr. Mohan Thomas sir, to this grand function. Our principal, Dr. Verghese Joshua sir, is known for his efficiency, dedication and commitment. A man of vision, takes every step to uphold the legacy of our college. On behalf of all of us here, with great respect, I welcome you, sir. Bursar of College, Reverend Cherian Thomsachan, supports and guides all our endeavors. Let me use this opportunity to welcome Achan to this function. Last but not the least, I am delighted to welcome all the guests, former faculty members, present staff and dear students who have gathered today for the Benjamin Bailey Memorial Lecture and to participate in the Bailey Medal Award Ceremony. On behalf of CMS family, I extend warm welcome to all of you to this prestigious function. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Dr. Verghese Joshua, the principal of CMS College, is a vibrant scholar and a noted academician. He extends his fields of interest to areas of history and culture. I call upon you, sir, to deliver the presidential address.
Honorable Bishop Right Reverend Dr. Malil Sabu Koshicherian, our manager and Bishop of C.S.A. Nadiala Diocese, distinguished speaker of the Benjamin Bailey Memorial Lecture Series of this year, Sri Venu Rajamani IFS, esteemed Bailey Award recipients, Professor Dr. Sabu Thomas, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi University, Dr. Mohan Thomas Pagalamattam, Dr. Lali Pothan, Bursar of CMS College, Reverend Cherian Thomas, Vice Principal of CMS College, Dr. Renu Jacob, Professor Jacob Epan Kundath, Head of the Department of English, Dr. Georgie John Panikar, Director of IQSC, Mr. Ashok Alex, Head of the Department of Political Science, other dignitaries of the dais, faculty members, non-teaching staff, ladies and gentlemen, a warm good morning to all. We are gathered at this great hall in this solemn hour to engage in the ceremony of remembering, or in fact to honor the legacy of a visionary leader to whom the whole CMS community is eternally grateful, Reverend Benjamin Bailey. We have two prestigious happening today: Benjamin Bailey Memorial Lecture and the Bailey Award. I consider this a privilege of joining with you with an expression of, I would say, gratitude and admiration in memory of the great founder of, or the first principal of CMS College, the then Kottayam College, in fact. In fact, Reverend Benjamin Bailey does not need our admiration, should sustain him. He is immortal with his versatile and revolutionary contributions as a master, linguist, lexicographer, architect, and the father of the Malayalam font and the prose. And you can also draw inspiration from the eminent speakers we have for the memorial lecture today. During his stint, Reverend Benjamin Bailey ushered in the fundamentals of modern higher education or the modern university system, of course, based on the Western or European style. A new approach of carefully chosen curricula and syllabi, along with the then facilities of library, the translation house, publishing house, fully equipped labs, printing units, etc. And his interest and gifts spilled over into realms beyond and had far-reaching effects on the Malayalam language and literature, which in turn had pronounced effects on the social fabric of his times in Kerala, or particularly in Travancore. He worked closely with the local artisans to cast the first Malayalam types and, or of course, the types of his own construction, and the first type cut in the Malayalam language. He cut the types and constructed a wooden printing press from descriptions given in an encyclopedia or a small book. Having molded the round and sleek Malayalam types, which happen to be the new Malayalam font, making use of indigenous know-how, he is rightly considered the first Malayalam typographer. Benjamin Bailey translated the New Testament of the Bible and the Book of Common Prayer into Malayalam and printed them. Bailey's Malayalam Bible translation provides the base for a new Malayalam prose style, in fact. And that then developed and flourished. The high Malayalam and the colloquial Malayalam were combined together to produce a new middle path Malayalam prose style. As a noted lexicographer, he combined, printed, and published two comprehensive dictionaries. The first one was published in 1846, a Malayalam English dictionary, which entitled as A Dictionary of High and Colloquial Malayalam and English. And the second one in 1849, a dictionary English and Malayalam, English to Malayalam dictionary. And in accordance with the university system, Bailey established the printing press in 1821 in CMS College, then the Kottayam College, which was not only the first printing office but also the first book publishing house modeled on the famous Cambridge University Press, which can be considered as the first and the oldest publishing house in the world. And the printing introduced by Bailey led our state Kerala to the universalization of public instruction and the development of means of communication and the dissemination of knowledge. And the press he established undertook the printing works in the languages of Malayalam, English, Tamil, Sanskrit, Latin, and Syriac, and was considered to be the first polyglot printing office in Kerala. This in turn culminated in social reforms, enlightenment, and development of culture. Benjamin Bailey was not only an architect of letters but also an original architect in Gothic style as well. He built the beautiful Anglican church in Kottayam, now the Cathedral Church of South India, Madhya Diocese, Kottayam. The Kottayam town is really indebted to Benjamin Bailey for his development. We are also obliged to all other early missionaries, especially Reverend Bailey's comrades, Reverend Joseph Fenn, Reverend Henry Baker, Richard Collins, Asquith, a few. They imparted the liberal education to the young and are beacons of light for the coming generations. The memory of those kindred spirits had to be kept alive. It is in this context the Bailey Memorial Lectures gained its relevance and significance. The Benjamin Bailey Memorial Lecture have been conducted every year by CMS College since 1983. The lecture series have become an exciting event with the presence of nationally and internationally acclaimed public figures from different fields and walks of life. The former President of India, K.R. Narayanan, Uttaradam Tirunal Marthandavarma, Dr. Mitra Agustin, to name a few. The lectures were well attended. As such, a memorial lecture was the first of its kind in Kerala. The lectures renew, redefine, and revitalize the inheritance of that kindred spirit. Now, today's lecture is of added importance as we have the good fortune to have with us an eminent person, Sri Venu Rajamani IFS, whose profile is so vast and exceptional that it would take me another hour to speak on it. However, I would like to mention a few intriguing facts about the speaker of the day. His acclaimed book titled India and the Netherlands, Past, Present and Future, is considered to be an encyclopedia of the cross-cultural legacy between India and the Netherlands. And I came to know that the King of Netherlands received the first copy of the book. And Sri Rajamani was instrumental in setting up the museum complex of Rashtrapati Bhavan. Another interesting fact about him is that he is a polyglot and is proficient in many languages: Chinese, French, Tamil, Hindi, Malayalam, and of course English. It is an honor to have you here for the Benjamin Bailey lecture. I am sure the lecture is going to be of great interest to all of you alike, as the topic is in the footsteps of Benjamin Bailey, a para-diplomacy that connects Kerala to the world. We are also privileged to be in the presence of few exceptional leaders who are a part of our CMS fraternity and have established the credibility of our institution as leaders who know the way, shown the way, and who people follow. Excellence is not a result of wishful thinking sheer luck or happenstance. It is rather the culmination of concrete goals, hard and smart work aligned with those goals and judicious decisions. The illustrious Bailey Award is presented annually to recognize and promote CMS Fellows who have made a significant contribution in any field. To be eligible for the award, the nominee must be a CMS Fellow who belongs to the CMS clan as a current or former faculty, student, held an administrative post, or had an official or unofficial collaboration with the college. The major award criteria are: the nominee must have received an international honor, the nominee must have garnered international prestige and fame, and this award intends to motivate the CMS community to be meticulous in their effort in achieving greater heights, be it academics, research, professional achievements, or philanthropic activities. As you can see, we have chosen 4 trailblazers for the Bailey Award: Professor Dr. Sabu Thomas, Dr. Mohan Thomas Pagalomatam, Mrs. Rima Podar, and Dr. Lali A. Pothan. Professor Sabu Thomas is one of India's most renowned scientists, known for his contributions in polymer science and nanotechnology. He is a scientist, administrator, and an excellent teacher who has students all over the world. Recently, he has been ranked as 114th in the list of the world's best scientists that has been compiled by the Stanford University in the US. He figures in the list as the second best in India in the field of polymer science. I am proud to say Dr. Sabu Thomas is an alumnus of our college. Dr. Mohan Thomas Pagalomatam, another alumnus of CMS College Kottayam, who is an otolaryngologist, a philanthropist based in Doha, Qatar, has been conferred the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award, the highest honor conferred on overseas Indians by the President of India, for his noble services in medicine. For more than 40 years, the famous doctor and the community leader in Qatar, and moreover, the president of Indian Sports Center, Dr. Mohan Thomas, was also one of the hosts of FIFA World Cup Qatar recently. Dr. Lali A. Pothan, a research guide at the Department of Chemistry, CMS College, is among the top 2% of the most cited research scientists in the world. This list was published by, again, the Stanford University of US in November 2020. Rima Podar is the co-founder of Atfunder Industries and has been in its COE for nearly 7 years. She is the recipient of numerous awards and accolades, including California's Top Business Technology Leadership Excellence Award, Top 50 California Diverse Leader Award, induction into the Hall of Fame list Top 100 Asian Americans, Most Powerful Woman in Technology, Most Impactful Business and Technology Leadership Award, to name a few. All these award recipients are unmatched, just like Reverend Benjamin Bailey, whose unmatched power and determination took the college to greater heights. It is a pleasure to have you all with us here today. Let me conclude by wishing you all a great time ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Right Reverend Dr. Malayil Sabu Koshicherian, Bishop of the CSI Madhya Kerala Diocese, holds office as the manager of CMS College. A leader with dynamism and a shepherd with vision, his heart and mind is always sensitive to what happens in and around the academic culture of the institution. I humbly welcome you, respected Bishop, to give the benedictory address.
Dear Dr. Varghese C. Joshua, the principal of the CMS College, respected Sri Venu Rajmani IFS, our chief guest, dignitaries on and off the dais, teachers and my dear students, a warm good morning to all of you. I too, on behalf of the management of the CMS College, welcome all of you to this Benjamin Bailey Memorial Lecture and Bailey Award Ceremony. Since 1983, it has been the practice of the CMS College to conduct the Benjamin Bailey Memorial Lecture every year to commemorate the life of the great missionary Benjamin Bailey. Being a missionary of the Church Missionary Society, the primary mission entrusted upon him was the evangelization of the native Christians in the Travancore. But what made him unique among the fellow missionaries was his zeal to incorporate various methods for the missionary work, which ultimately benefited to the society as a whole. We are well aware of his contributions in the field of printing and publishing, translations, academic initiatives, architecture, so on and so forth. Reverend Benjamin Bailey, as an educational pioneer and as a printer and as a publisher, played a fundamental role in creating and developing a modern Kerala society. Along with their evangelical missionary fervor, CMS missionaries were determined to bring education to masses, but also to make it accessible to all, irrespective of their social standing and their power. There was a sense of justice and moral forthrightness in their efforts. Humanity was at the center of their focus. Thus, modernity in in Kerala of the 19th and the early 20th centuries was one of the great gifts of missionaries, especially the Church Missionary Society missionaries. Kerala society, Kerala education, and Malayalam language where it is today is because of the people like Benjamin Bailey and others who were part of that journey. Among his numerous contributions to the society, I admire more of the influence to develop a middle path of Malayalam prose. Because making language simpler is equally important as the establishment of the printing press to popularize the language and literature to the grassroots of the society. Benjamin Bailey is chiefly responsible for a middle path Malayalam prose between high classical Malayalam and the colloquial Malayalam of everyday speech. Malayalam writer P. Govindapillai's remarks on Benjamin Bailey rightly portrays his unparalleled contributions to the Kerala society. He says, even though the primary objective of the missionaries in modernizing the language was propagation of Christian message, its ultimate result was the secularization and democratization of the language. One of the most important ways for mutual communication and dialogue among humankind is a secularized and democratic language. In this way, Benjamin Bailey undoubtedly stands as an important figure in the wider cultural transformation of Kerala. When Benjamin Bailey arrived Kottayam in 1816, Kottayam was then in the princely state of Travancore, and it was under the rule of Travancore king. In the beginning of the 19th century, while Benjamin Bailey came in Kottayam, it was such a small village of just 300 inhabitants. At the same time, the very nearest place, Alappuzha, was a cosmopolitan city having a population of 13,000. But within a few decades after the arrival of Benjamin Bailey, Kottayam developed into a large town, and it became the cultural as well as the print media capital of Kerala. I would say Benjamin Bailey's paradiplomacy that worked as a strong stimulant behind the social change in Kottayam and even to Kerala. Because he could connect the small village Kottayam with the Great Britain, and it catalyzed the arrival of printing press and the related developments here. Today we are eagerly waiting to listen Mr. Venu Rajmani IFS about the para-diplomacy that connects Kerala to the world. We are indeed blessed with the presence of Sri Venu Rajmani IFS, as we can hear from his profound experience in the diplomatic field. Sri Venu Rajmani is currently serving as an officer of special duty, external cooperation at the government of Kerala. Usually the foreign policy making and initiatives are considered as the responsibility of Union Ministry. Now the notion of para-diplomacy enables local state or cities to cross the borders of technology, information, and financial market and education. India has witnessed a swift boost in its para-diplomatic activities in the last 5 years. Let us prepare ourselves to hear more from Sri Venu Rajmani IFS on the topic, in the footsteps of Benjamin Bailey, para-diplomacy that connects Kerala to the world. I take this time to congratulate the Bailey Award recipients and thanking for their matchless contributions to their respective fields and the common good of the society. And also I appreciate the hard work of everyone who work hard to make this event a great success. May God bless you all.
Thank you, Tirumeni.
Unfortunately, because of my prior appointments, I may not be able to attend fully for this meeting. I should attend the next meeting by 11 o'clock also.
Thank you, Tirumeni. Professor Jacob Epan Kundath, the head of the Department of English, is a master of languages and has been acclaimed as one of the best translators in the district. Being a linguistic genius, he is the appropriate person to introduce the architect of modern Malayalam language, Reverend Benjamin Bailey. I call upon you, sir, for a note of reminiscence about Reverend Benjamin Bailey, our founder principal. There is a change in the schedule. As Bishop has another meeting to attend, we will be distributing the awards, the Benjamin Bailey medals, to the recipients now. I invite Dr. Georgie John Panika, the Director of Internal Quality Assurance Cell, to introduce the Bailey Award and its recipients.
Honorable Bishop, Right Reverend Dr. Malil Sabukushi Cherian, Manager of CMS College, Speaker of the Day, Sri Venu Rajamani IFS, esteemed dignitaries on the dais of the dais, a warm good morning to everyone. I'm honored to introduce the Bailey Medal and the recipients of the award this year. The Bailey Medal and Award, named after the first principal of the college, Reverend Benjamin Bailey, was instituted by the management of CMS College to recognize the contribution of the students, alumni, teachers, or non-teaching faculty members for their achievements at international level. This award would include a medal and a citation regarding their achievements. This award intends to motivate the CMS community to be meticulous in their effort in achieving greater heights, be it academics, research, professional achievements, or philanthropic activities. I am extremely delighted to present to you the recipients of the Bailey Medal this year. Professor Dr. Sabu Thomas. Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. A true leader, an alumnus of CMS College Kottayam, currently the Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi University. Sir has been the Professor of Polymer Science and Engineering, School of Chemical Sciences. He is one among the Stanford University's latest list of the top 2% of the most cited research scientists in the world. He has to his credit many research awards, honorary degrees from top universities of the world. He has guided more than 75 PhDs and 9 postdocs. Sir has completed around 28 national projects and 7 international projects, and many other are in the pipeline. He has also published several scientific articles in many leading international journals, collaborations with leading research institutes, both at the national and international level, were part and parcel of his career. He holds 7 patents to his credit and has contributed many chapters to scientific volumes. Dr. Mohan Thomas, as a doctor, community leader, entrepreneur, educationist, and philanthropist, he pledges to continue working for the welfare of the community as well as to serve the people in all possible ways. An alumnus of the pre-degree batch of the CMS College Kottayam, serving as an otolaryngologist and head and neck surgeon and philanthropist, is based in Doha. Sir has been conferred with the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award from Qatar, the highest honor conferred on overseas Indians by the President of India as a part of the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas for his noble services in medicine on 9th January 2021. He is the chairman of a private family-owned charitable foundation called Serve People Foundation, which supports families in need in the areas of health and education. Sir led a COVID-19 community group under the Embassy of India for medical assistance and counseling. He was also awarded the knighthood of Saint Gregory the Great by his Pope Benedict XVII in July 2010. Dr. Lali Pouthan, bloom with grace wherever you are planted, is the piece of advice to her scholars and the statement of her life. A research guide at the Department of Chemistry, CMS College Kottayam, former head of the Department of Chemistry at Bishop Moore College, Mavelikara. She is one among the Stanford University's latest list of the top 2% of the most cited research scientists in the world. She is a member of the Royal College of Chemistry, UK, and an academic visitor to Imperial College, London. She has undertaken collaborative research with groups in Germany, South Africa, Hong Kong, Malaysia, and China, and has traveled extensively in connection with her research activity. She holds to her credit 2 product patents and has contributed more than 30 chapters to scientific volumes. She has also edited 5 books in her area of research and has numerous publications in peer-reviewed international scientific journals. Ms. Rima Padar, a believer in public service, giving back and assisting others, describes her life. An alumna of the Department of Physics, CMS College, Kottayam. She is the Executive Vice President, Chief Product and Technology Officer, Teradata Information Technology and Services. She was inducted into the Hall of Fame list of top 100 Asian American by the Board IQ in October 2020. She is also the Corporate Executive Council Board Director, University of California, San Diego, Jacobs School of Engineering, and also the board member of Optimize AI. In 2019, she was listed among the top 50 most powerful women in technology by the National Diversity Council, and in November 2020, she was again in the top 50 California Diverse Leaders Award by the California Diversity Council. I request Honorable Bishop to Dr. Mohan Thomas also instituted Dr. Thomas Award this year at CMS College, which is considered to be the highest scholarship that is given to the students in the state. I humbly request our Honorable Bishop, Right Reverend Dr. Malil Sabu Kushicherian, to distribute the Bailey Medal Awards. Professor Dr. Sabu Thomas. Dr. Mohan Thomas. Dr. Lali Pothan. Thank you.
Thank you, Georgie sir, and thank you, Tirumeni, for distributing the awards. I request Professor Jacob Epen Kunnath to for a note of reminiscence about Reverend Benjamin Bailey, our founder principal. I also take this opportunity to thank Tirumeni for his valuable presence and blessings.
Greetings, dignitaries, friends, colleagues, and students. 50 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. Thus starts the I Have a Dream speech by Martin Luther King Jr., where he refers to the Emancipation Proclamation 1863. Around 50 years behind this date, we have had a visionary who moved on our grounds, bringing the message of emancipation through the twin tools of evangelism and education. Thus today, more than 2 centuries later, we stand here in the Great Hall in the symbolic shadow of Reverend Benjamin Bailey, the first principal of CMS College. 1791 was the year of birth of Benjamin Bailey. He was born as the son of Joseph and Martha Bailey at Dewsbury, West Yorkshire of England. 1815 was his year of ordination into priesthood in the Church of England. he joined as a missionary at the Church Missionary Society, or CMS London, the namesake organization of this college. In 1816, he was married to Elizabeth Ella, and the same year the Baileys set sail as a missionary couple to India. Benjamin was just 25 then. Slightly before this point of time, the land of Kottayam had seen the sprout of an educational institution which had evolved as a synergy of forces: the Travancore royal family, the British resident Colonel Munro, and the Syrian Church of the land. Munro had already requested the CMS to send in missionaries to help the launch of the college. In 1816, Reverend Thomas Norton reached the land as the first CMS missionary. The new institution was to be under his charge, but Norton's priorities were different. Bailey took charge as the institution's superintendent or principal in 1817. That particular year we consider as the date of establishment of CMS College, because it was through Bailey that the institution got transformed from a status as a place for training clergy to an institution of modern secular higher learning. Bailey revised the curricula, and thus the college began to have a pattern of syllabus followed in the Western universities. Thus it was Benjamin Bailey and his Kottayam College that ushered in modern Western liberal education in Kerala. More than an academic reform, this was a social transformation as well, because this liberal education was offered free of cost to all sections of the society. Bailey was in office as principal till October 1818, and then he handed over the reins of administration to Reverend Joseph M. Bailey continued here as a teacher of languages, and his passion was more towards grassroots level work as a missionary and also towards the development of the vernacular language. Bailey took upon himself the task of translating the Bible into Malayalam. For this and for his several other dream projects, he was handicapped with the absence of bilingual experts or even a bilingual dictionary. He needed to formulate a style that would be acceptable not only to the many people with no education, but also to a minority of scholars. He realized the presence of a colloquial Malayalam as well as a high Malayalam. To reach the people of the land through the fruits of his toil, there was the need to get his works printed. Rather than waiting or wasting time to have the materials printed elsewhere, or have the printing equipment imported to the land, the dynamically restless Bailey sought to build a printing machine and also establish a printing press. He also painstakingly designed a new type or a new font face, as we could call it now, for Malayalam. Answering and addressing all the needs before him, Bailey threw himself into multitasking, and thus we have in him an academic who ushered in modern education to the land, a translator who gave the land a complete version of the Malayalam Bible, an author who brought out books such as Cherupaidangalkku Upakarartham Englishil Ninnu Paribhashaപ്പെടുത്തിയ കഥകൾ, a lexicographer who brought in the multilingual dictionary of high and colloquial Malayalam and English, which was an effort commended by Ulluras Parameswariyar. A technocrat who designed typefaces for a language that was not his own and also established a printing press with available resources. A prose stylist whose patterns were adopted by scholars like Keralavarma Veligoy Thamburan. And beyond all these, a visionary servant of God whose far-sightedness is reflected in the gigantic and marvelous church building, which is now the cathedral of the CSI Diocese of Madhya Kerala. Bailey's mission in Travancore was till 1850, after which he returned to England. Benjamin and Ella Bailey had invested almost half a century of their lives in this land, facing adversities that included the death of their little children. Upon return, The Baileys resided at Shaindon, Shropshire. He had his home call on the 3rd of April 1871 at the age of 80. Call it colonial modernity, call it cultural reform, or let us call it the Kerala Renaissance. The name of Reverend Benjamin Bailey stands out among the pioneers and progenitors, and hence today we salute him and pay tributes to his memory. I thank God for Benjamin Bailey. Let us be proud to belong and stay connected to an institution which through him was instrumental in bringing the excitement of letters, the exuberance of education, and the enlightenment with a focus on the divine. I bow my head in humility and lift up my heart in honor before the memory of this great man of God, Reverend Benjamin Bailey.
Thank you, sir. The moment we awaited has drawn nigh. Sri Venu Rajamani IFS is a diplomat of 35 years of experience, a scholar of international relations, and a former journalist. Rajamani sir was the ambassador of India to the Kingdom of Netherlands from 2017 to 2020. Being the permanent representative of India to the Organization for Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, he was instrumental in building India's relations with the International Court of Justice and the Permanent Court of Arbitration. After joining the Indian Foreign Service in 1986, he was part of several Indian missions to Hong Kong, Beijing, Geneva, and Washington, D.C., and was the Consul General of India in Dubai. Sir is now serving as the officer on special duty in the rank of Chief Secretary for the External Cooperation at the Government of Kerala. A well-known public speaker, author, and patron of arts and culture, his contributions internationally has won him unparalleled acclaim. With great pleasure and pride, may I welcome Sir Venu Rajamani IFS to deliver the Benjamin Bailey Memorial Lecture.
Principal of the CMS College, Dr. Varghese C. Joshua, Bursar, Reverend Cherian Thomas, Vice Chancellor, Mahatma Gandhi University, and a distinguished recipient of the Bailey Medal today, Professor Dr. Sabu Thomas, Dr. Mohan Thomas, Dr. Lali Epothan, other recipients of the medals today, Vice Principal, other distinguished members of the faculty, guests, dignitaries, students, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great happiness that I stand before you this morning. First of all, because I have never been to CMS College before. This is my first opportunity to visit this wonderful institution, and how impressed I am with both the beauty of the campus as well as the outstanding history and of this institution and the contribution it has made to our society through its faculty, through its founders, as well as its students. It is a great honor to be invited to deliver this Benjamin Bailey Memorial Lecture, because truly Benjamin Bailey was a unique individual in any part of the world, in any society, and to be associated with him is itself a great pleasure. But equally important is the long list of previous speakers whom the principal mentioned in his remarks, which includes the former President of India, Dr. K.R. Narayanan, who was also an alumni of this college. So I'm very happy to be joining a list of very eminent people who have delivered this lecture before. I permit me to thank the principal, the manager, and other organizers for having invited me for this lecture, and equally to congratulate the winners of the Bailey Awards today, each of whom is very distinguished, is not only a distinguished alumnus of this college, but they are also people who truly embody the spirit of Benjamin Bailey, about which I will talk a little more this morning. Friends, you have heard a lot about Benjamin Bailey, his contributions, what he as an individual achieved, his talents, and the social transformation that he unleashed in Kerala. I will not repeat them, I will not go back into them. But as I was preparing for this lecture, what came to my mind was also what was the kind of circumstances in which he came to India, he came to Kerala. What was our country at that point of time if in 1816 he had come here at the age of 25 and then dedicated 50 years of his life? What was the India and what was the Kerala to which he came, and what was the qualities which persuaded him to make this trip to India, to travel to India and to dedicate himself to the cause of spreading the message of God, as has already been mentioned, but also education and contributing to this society. Benjamin Bailey, in 1816, when he came here, we all know, if you take the two big landmarks in modern Indian history, 1757 Battle of Plassey, the period of British dominance had begun. 1857, the Sepoy Mutiny, or the First War of Indian Independence, had not yet happened. In Kerala, the Kundara proclamation had just happened. Kundara declaration had just happened in 1809. Even the prohibition of sati in northern India happened only in 1829, much after CMS College was established. The great reformer, the father of the Kerala social renaissance, Sri Narayana Guru, was born only in 1855. So much before that, reform work, the social transformation work through this college had already happened. And as has already been mentioned, Kottayam was a tiny little village of around 300 people. The first batch of students here, I believe, were 40 people, and many of those students came in bullock carts to the college to attend class. I wonder how Benjamin Bailey came. I think there is not enough research done on Benjamin Bailey, and the college must take leadership to put more information on him, his life, his thoughts, and all that he experienced onto the internet and to publish them through various journals. But I presume, like most people in those days, Benjamin Bailey also must have traveled by ship, either to Mumbai or to Chennai, and then traveled by bullock cart or whatever other means which was available to come all the way to Kottayam. Friends, if we look at those circumstances, and here you have a man from one small village, small part of UK, taking a decision to come with his newly married wife to a distant land, a foreign country, strange people where there are religions which he knows little about, you will realize that while there was the devotion, there was the passion as a missionary to spread the message of God, equally there was a spirit of adventure. Without that spirit of adventure, he would not have embarked on this journey. There was a spirit of wanting to make a contribution to a better world. I think the word justice was used. He was a firm believer in justice. He was a firm believer in transformation. He came here because he wanted to be an agent of change. He wanted to bring about a change for the better. And that is what motivated him during his entire life. And equally, once he came here, the reforms which he unleashed was also aimed at bringing what he thought was the best available in UK, in the Western world, to India. A modern curriculum, English education, Western methods of teaching and learning, which they felt would benefit our students, our community. But equally, he embraced the Malayalam language. He became a lexicographer. He created Malayalam fonts. He created this wonderful Anglican church in the heart of Kottayam, which became a model of Gothic architecture. So he was both wanting to bring the best of what was his known world to Kerala and to India, and he was wanting to sort of link his knowledge, his experience to what was the best available in Kerala and see how a fusion could be evolved. And if you look at his diverse contributions, you realize what a versatile man he was. His life was not limited to just knowledge of the Bible or spread of religion. It was not limited just to spreading English language, but to look at education in its entirety. It was not limited just to come to a country and teach them a new religion, but to see how society can be transformed. What are the evils in that society which can be changed through education, and how you could make contributions even in the building of a church by bringing the best of European architecture. So I would describe Benjamin Bailey as an extraordinary man, but one of the first internationalists of that time. And today, I think what we can be proud of, what is a great tradition and inheritance of everyone in Kerala, is this spirit of internationalization, internationalism. Benjamin Bailey came from a Western world and brought new things to us, adapted it to our circumstance. This is a process which has been always happening in our state, which has been open to the world, where many foreign people have come for trade, where many religions have come, many travelers have come, have established themselves and have interacted with us. And therefore today, what I would like to do is, first of all, along with all of you, I pay tribute to this great man, Benjamin Bailey. Like was mentioned just before my speech, we are all greatly honored by our association with Benjamin Bailey through this wonderful institution. But more than that, we must also think, how can we create more Benjamin Baileys? How can our students in this audience, in this college, become like Benjamin Baileys? Everyone here, especially our medal winners, are also internationalists in their own right. Both Dr. Sabu Thomas as well as Dr. Lali Potan have strong international links and their work has been recognized internationally. Dr. Mohan Thomas lives in Qatar, works in Qatar, contributes to that society even as he contributes to Kerala. And so does Reema Podar, the other winner who is not here. So all of them are examples of internationalists, but that is not enough. We must do much more. And we must, within our students, within our community, truly create a spirit of internationalism where, like Benjamin Bailey, with the spirit of adventure, with a sense of dedication and commitment, with a willingness to learn the best which is available in the world and bring it back and adapt it to our circumstances, our children, our people, venture forth into the world and connect Kerala with the world, strengthen the links that Kerala has had for centuries, and together help in the building of a new future, both for our state and society, as well as the world. This I call the spirit of Benjamin Bailey, and this is what I also wanted to talk in my lecture when I said in the footsteps of Benjamin Bailey, para-diplomacy, connecting Kerala to the world. This is exactly what I meant. The manager rightly said Benjamin Bailey was one of the first proponents of para-diplomacy of our times. Many of us, in many aspects of our life, perform the act of para-diplomacy, which is nothing but people-to-people relations, contacts between provinces within a federal state. The central government runs foreign policy. There is no change to it, but there is much that a state like Kerala can do in building relations with the rest of the world. There is much that the Mahatma Gandhi University can do and is already doing, I understand from the Vice Chancellor, and similarly CMS College can do to advance the cause of para-diplomacy for the benefit of our people as well as for the benefit of the world. And here, ladies and gentlemen, let me just give you a few examples of the kind of work I have been involved in with the Kerala government, so that you get a sense of what is happening in the Kerala government, and I will go on to speak of what we can, what Mahatma Gandhi University and the CMS College can also do in this regard. The main thrust of any effort in terms of para-diplomacy for the Kerala government is how can we learn from the world? How can Kerala benefit from the world? And this covers all aspects of knowledge. It covers all aspects of activity. If, for example, if I can, let me first begin by a personal example. One of the books that I wrote when I was Ambassador of India in the Netherlands was after the 2018 Mahapralayam, the big floods in Kerala, the biggest in 100 years, when I wrote a small book called What Can We Learn from the Dutch? Rebuilding Kerala Post-Floods of 2018. It was initially written in English and also published in Malayalam subsequently. So in exactly the same spirit, the Kerala government has been carrying out a series of activities with my support on how we can look at different countries and see what we can learn from these countries. What can we gain from these countries? What can we give to these countries? For example, on Monday, we are going to be having the 4th roundtable discussions between Kerala government and the Dutch government, represented by the Dutch Consul General in Bangalore, where a series of topics are going to be discussed, where a review is going to be conducted at the level of Chief Secretary and Chief Minister on what progress has been made in enhancing cooperation in learning from Netherlands in various areas identified from the time the Chief Minister visited the Netherlands in 2019. These topics include, most important, the subject of water management. The Netherlands is a world leader in the matter of water management because for centuries they have lived with floods, they have dealt with floods, they have managed floods, and they have survived floods. So we have initiated a series of activities whereby experts from the Netherlands train water engineers and experts in Kerala on how to build long-term disaster resilience for Kerala. Secondly, there are going to be discussions on grassroots level climate forecasting. How can we improve climate forecasting to the extent that a village or a municipality can have different climate models which tells them when to expect heavy rains, when is there a possibility of a cyclone, when is there a possibility of landslides. No country in the world has perfected this. Even the most advanced countries like US and Germany are often caught surprised when a sudden thunderstorm happens, when a cyclone burst, cloud burst happens, when a cyclone comes. Even they have had long periods of time when their cities were submerged. But through a collective international exercise, looking at the best knowledge which is available in the world, there is effort underway in Kerala to see how we can build models which policymakers at the grassroots level can use in predicting weather, in preparing for a crisis, and in addressing that crisis when it happens. A third area we are working with in Netherlands is agriculture. A tiny country like Netherlands is the second largest exporter of fruits and vegetables in the world after the United States, which is a huge country. And Netherlands has achieved this through advanced agricultural techniques, particularly the use of greenhouses and artificial lighting and very limited use of water, by which they manage to produce fruits and vegetables 24 hours a day, throughout the day and night, 7 days a week. So a center of excellence in fruits and vegetables is being currently established in Wayanad with the help of Dutch experts to see if some of their advanced agricultural techniques can be transmitted to the farmers of Kerala. Yet another subject under discussion is what is called Cosmos Malabaricus, the world of Malabar, if one translates the word Cosmos Malabaricus. there are a large collection of 17th century Dutch documents in the Ernakulam archives of Kerala. These documents have never been opened to the public. They are written in 17th century Dutch, which very few people, even in the Netherlands, can read and understand, let alone in India or in Kerala. But Dutch scholars say, historians attest, that these documents contain knowledge about 17th century Kerala, which has never been available to us till now. It is a treasure trove of information about the history of our state, about the conditions of that period, about the people of that period, about the rulers of that period, which has been lying locked in the archives of Ernakulam without knowledge of the public. So this collective project, which brings together the Kerala Council on Historical Research, the State Archives of Kerala, the National Archives of Netherlands, and Leiden University, the most prestigious university of the Netherlands, to work together and to train young Indian scholars in 17th century Dutch in the reading of those archives, and similarly to train young scholars in the Netherlands on the history of Kerala, on information which is available from comparative sources, and then over a period of 7 years to produce a series of publications which bring out in English to the public, in English and Malayalam to the public, knowledge about our own history, which we have not known till now. Yet another small example is we have been working with the Dutch Football Association and a leading hockey foundation in the Netherlands to bring the best of hockey and football coaches from the Netherlands to Kerala to train our coaches, who then in turn can build the football and hockey skills of our people. So these are just a few examples of the Netherlands which I have spoken to you in brief. But similar activity has been happening with Cuba. The ambassador of Cuba was there in Trivandrum just a few days back, when there were discussions held once again on health and on sports. In health, Cuba has developed its own vaccine. Cuba has medicines. Because of American sanctions, Cuba is unable to export its medicines. It is unable to get FDA approval for its medicines, and even to import vaccines is a huge challenge. But their health system is considered one of the best in the world. Anywhere there is a crisis, Cuba sends teams of medical personnel, doctors, medicines to go and help that country of crisis. So we are in a process of exploring whether Cuba can, in the training of doctors, in how the health system is managed, in introducing concepts like family physician, something which used to exist in India but doesn't exist anymore. And similarly in the field of sports, a tiny little country like Cuba wins large number of Olympic medals in athletics, in boxing, in judo, in volleyball. What is it that Kerala can gain from Cuba? And all this constitutes para-diplomacy. Similarly, another recent event which happened in Cochin was a seminar organized by the Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, along with the Australian Consul General, to disseminate information regarding the recently concluded trade and economic cooperation agreement with Australia, as a result of which tariff barriers are being reduced on the export of a large number of products from India to Australia, products in which Kerala can also benefit, like garments, like coir mats, like footwear. But equally important, the agreement provides a large number of provisions for the movement of people from India to Australia. It provides special visas for teachers of yoga, for chefs in India, and for various other skilled personnel. It promises much easier visas for students who want to go to India, and it enables students who are in Australia to extend their stay in Australia and to undertake work programs till they find a full-time job, if they are interested in a full-time job. There are also provisions which are going to kick in a year from now, wherein students from here can go for working holidays to Australia. So a number of provisions has been introduced in this new agreement between the India government and Australia, and the effort was to disseminate information on that to the people of Kerala, to the young people of Kerala, to see what opportunities they would like to explore. Similar activities are being carried out in the academic field in particular, with the United States, with France, with Germany, all of which are leading nations. We are exploring with Vietnam to see what Kerala can learn from Vietnam in the field of agriculture and fisheries, two traditional areas of strength in Kerala, but two areas in which the south of Vietnam, which is very similar to Kerala in topography and in climate and in conditions, has gone far ahead of Kerala in the last 10 to 20 years. So once again, a small country which has done extremely well, including using India's help. Now is the time for us to look at what Kerala can learn from them and how can we use techniques that they are using, knowledge that they have, breeds that they have developed to give new impetus to our horticulture industry, to our agriculture sector, and to our fishery sector. There is in March a Japan Mela, which is going to be conducted in Cochin, where there will be knowledge provided on all aspects of Japanese culture, Japanese language, and also effort made to link the businesses of the two countries together. The Republic of Korea plans to organize a program called Korea on the Move, which will come to Cochin, which will maybe also go to Trivandrum, and again, once again, engage in a large public outreach that seeks to bring the people of Korea closer together with the people of Kerala. And recently, our Chief Minister paid a visit to Europe. In each of the countries that he visited, there was a clear focus. Finland is a world leader in school education. The school education system has been globally recognized, school education system of Finland, as the best and one which produces happy students. So today, the Kerala government is engaged in a process of revising its school curriculum after 10 years, and we are trying to see what inputs can be provided by Finland, what can Kerala learn from Finland and include in our school curriculum so that we raise it to an international status, so that we make it a 21st century future-ready school curriculum. Similarly, Finland has adopted a program called Talent Boost, whereby they are welcoming people from all over the world, but particularly India, to provide skilled manpower to them. They realize they are an aging society. They cannot grow and they cannot progress in future unless new people with talent and skills come. Their universities also welcome more Indian students. They welcome collaborations with Indian institutions. In Norway, the focus was on fisheries and on the maritime sector. The Indo-Norwegian project on fisheries in Nindagara, once upon a time, transformed the fishing industry in Kerala, made us the leader within India. But today, our fishing sector has fallen behind. Other states have gone ahead. The effort is to re-engage with Norway and to see how we can learn modern fishing techniques, including deep sea fishing, value addition, processing, so that we can not only produce more fish within Kerala, we can also send them to global markets. Norway is also today a leader in green and sustainable transport. In Cochin, as all of you know, is a major maritime hub. The Cochin shipyard has connections with a large number of foreign companies which provide it with various equipment, technologies for building of ships like the INS Vikrant, which was recently manufactured. So the Kerala government's effort is to try and create a sustainable maritime hub focused on green maritime transport in and around Cochin. One of the examples is also going to be the water metro system, which will be hopefully inaugurated within a month, which for the first time anywhere in India will have completely electric, completely green water transport ferries, and eventually over 60 ferries are supposed to be operating as part of this water metro, which will make it the biggest such system anywhere in India. So all these are examples of the kind of para-diplomacy activities that are being carried out at the state government level, which seeks to bring our people closer to the world and to help us learn from the world in the spirit of Benjamin Bailey. But here, let me come back to the CMS College, let me come back to Mahatma Gandhi University. In the CMS College today is an autonomous college. I understand autonomy has many interpretations in Kerala. I do not know to what extent that autonomy truly is implemented in practice, but I would urge you to assume that autonomy and try and exercise as much powers with the support of the Vice Chancellor. And what I would like to say is, just as CMS has been a leader in education, please become a leader in the field of internationalization. If once upon a time Greek and Hebrew and Latin was taught here, please bring in Japanese, please bring in Chinese, please bring in German, please teach French if it is not already here. Equip our students with knowledge and abilities, including in good quality English, so that they can venture forth into the world, they can venture forth to other parts of India. Similarly, please establish international connections, which will be of benefit to your students and your faculty, and establish academic collaborations. I was speaking to the principal earlier, and he mentioned that you're part of a network of educational institutions in Commonwealth countries, all of whom are managed by the CMS institutions. So this is a huge and a wonderful base from which you can start working. In fact, during the Chief Minister's visit to UK, there was an agreement signed between the Digital University of Kerala with the University of Oxford, the University of Manchester, the Siegen University of Germany, and one more UK, Edinburgh University, to create a graphene innovation center in Thiruvananthapuram. And graphene is a new material which goes into silicon chips. So there is great potential. There are scholars across the world who are also looking for good partners. People in Kerala, we have numbers, we have talent, we have the ability to do a lot of hard research, which many Western countries today, because a shortage of aging societies, shortage of young people, not enough people going into academics, they are unable to do. So there are huge possibilities. Just before the manager was leaving, I was also making a specific suggestion which CMS College can carry out. Benjamin Bailey came from West Yorkshire. He, after living in Kerala for 50 years, teaching here, he went back and he worked in a parish in UK. He died in the UK. Can you make connections with these places? Can you have exchanges with educational institutions in these places? Many of them probably have never heard of Benjamin Bailey. They have forgotten Benjamin Bailey. But it is our responsibility to take this memory back, to say what a wonderful person he was, how he contributed to our welfare and to our transformation, but also use that as a bridge for a new set of people-to-people contacts, which then lead on to tourism, which lead on to trade, encourage people of those areas, encourage members of the parish where he once served to come to Kerala, to visit Kottayam, to visit this great institution, to meet and interact with all of you, and similarly see, to the extent, I understand it is not an easy proposition to go to UK from here, but still to the extent possible, faculty and students traveling there, establishing a relationship, a special relationship with the towns and the cities associated with Benjamin Bailey as far as this college is concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, I began by paying tribute to this great internationalist and saying that we should nurture, we should create, and we should unleash unto the world a large number of new Benjamin Baileys from this institution who will contribute to the welfare of not just Kerala, not just India, of the whole world. I wish you the very best in this endeavor, and thank you once again for having invited me to deliver this Benjamin Bailey lecture.
For the past few moments, we were all in pursuit of the dreams and visions of a mastermind. Dear Rajamani sir, We just say thank you, but we realize that it is not just enough. As an expression of our gratitude, we would like to present the chief guest for the day, Sri Venu Rajamani, with a token of our appreciation. May I invite you, sir, to receive the same. On behalf of CMS College, the principal, Dr. Verghese C. Joshua, will now present the token of our love and gratitude. Thank you, sir. It is now time to listen to the Bailey Medal recipients. Professor Dr. Sabu Thomas, the Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi University, is the recipient of several distinguished awards and honors. One of the best scientists in polymer science, his research works are innovative and unparalleled. I request you, sir, to share your feelings about receiving the Bailey Medal.
President of today's meeting, Dr. Verghese Joshua, Sri Venu Rajamani IFS, who just delivered the Benjamin Bailey Memorial Lecture, Dr. Renu Jacob, Vice Principal, Reverend Cherian Thomas Bersar, Professor Jacob Epen, Dr. Joji John Paniker, IQAC Director, Mr. Ashok Alex Luke, my colleague Professor Sidi, Professor Matthew Kurian, Mr. Rajan, faculty members, students, academics, and also my co-Bailey Medal Award winners, Dr. Mohan Thomas, Reena Kodar, Dr. Lalia Potan. As the Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi University, dear friends, I'm really excited to be with you today. Benjamin Bailey was a unique personality, a multifaceted personality, a great academic. He was the first principal of this college, a great visionary, a language lover, lexicographer, great author, translator, great architect. His life is actually inspiring all of us. Sri Venu has given an excellent reflection of the fantastic work done by Benjamin Bailey. Mr. Venu also gave us a lot of directions how we make new international connections. So I'm sure Mahatma Gandhi University and CMS College will work together on the directions given by Dr. Venu. I also congratulate the award recipients, Mr. Mohan Thomas, Reena Podar, and Lali Potan. I'm really excited. Dr. Lali was my co-worker in the university for several years, and she's my collaborator. We have lots of international cooperation with her. I'm really glad that she's also one of the recipients of the Benjamin Bailey Award. Dear colleagues and friends, if you look at Benjamin Bailey's work, I would say Benjamin Bailey initiated reforms much before Srinarayana Guru, much before Vakam Maulavi, much before Chavara. It's extremely important that the CMS College and Mahatma Gandhi University should work together. And we should initiate a Benjamin Bailey Research Center in the campus. Benjamin Bailey Museum. Yesterday I was in Mamanam, and Mahatma Gandhi University and Chavara Center, we are working together to initiate a Chavara Research Center as well as Chavara Museum. Similarly, we should work together to initiate the research center as well as a museum. And this can inspire a large number of young people. And Mr. Venu said there should be a large number of Benjamin Baileys from this college. And I'm very happy to work as a Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi University. I'm extremely happy to work with CMS College to initiate a Benjamin Bailey Research Center as well as a museum in CMS College campus. And I wish you all the best and good success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Mohan Thomas Paglomatam, the recipient of the most prestigious Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award, has been noted for his services in medicine and humanity. May I invite you, sir, to share your feelings about receiving the Bailey Medal.
Thank you. Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, teachers and students. Standing before you, I'm a bit emotional. There are a lot of nostalgic memories of this campus. In 1967, I was sitting there. Destiny was brought me here today, in front of you, enjoying this great campus, listening to a lot of orators like this, hot debates on politics, culture, academic, religion, everything. We never lived in the campus. The campus lived in us. We are everywhere. Here, library. I remember playing football. I remember playing tennis. So many things. Thank you, CMS College. It is a great honor. When I look back on my achievements, I definitely remember great professors we had, especially the 1 year I spent here for BCom, the professor Abraham, who is no more, who instilled me a sense of business plans. It has really helped me in my life on the longer run. I remember that although we were in the commerce group, we had a very cordial relation with every department, every teachers, everyone who came forward to help us. I'm sure this has helped the alumni of this college to a great extent. Although I have received many awards, for me, the most dearest award, the most dearest to my heart is the Bailey Award, because it has recognized your professionalism, your academic interest, and your research mind. It is because of the great teachers that we could achieve this one. And I have a message for my own alumni who is watching this in the online, and students who are here today, who is going to be the alumni tomorrow. If you look at many universities in Western countries, now it's mostly run by the alumni, supported by the alumni. CMS College has grown for 200 years to a great college. And what next? It has every element to be a good university. It is the alumni who should support for this one. We will come up with some great plans. I think we alumni and the future students, the future alumni of students here can make it happen to make this a great campus where knowledge will go everywhere. Thank you, CMS.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Lali Muthan, an acclaimed researcher in chemistry, has been acknowledged as one among the top 2% most cited research scientists in the world by Stanford University. Ma'am, would you please share your thoughts now?
Good day, all of you. Dr. Verghese C. Joshua, Principal Bishop CMS College, Mr. Nurajamani, former diplomat and Government of Kerala's officer on special duty for external cooperation, Professor Dr. Sabu Thomas, Vice Chancellor, Mahatma Gandhi University, also my guide and mentor, Dr. Mohan Thomas, medical specialist and recipient of the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award from the President of India, my distinguished academic colleagues, Reverend Cherian Thomas Achan, students, ladies and gentlemen, I'm humbled and honored to stand here in this college to accept the Benjamin Bailey Medal along with these dignitaries. I pursued my doctoral research career as a student in this college from 2000 to 2003, here as a research guide until last month. I taught simultaneously at Bishop Moore College, Mavelikara for the last 32 years until a decade ago when I retired from service. Still, I continue to help students in need in their research work. God has been infinitely kind to me. He arranged for me, Professor Dr. Sabu Thomas, the best available research guide during my time. He allowed me to work along with one of the most vibrant research teams, and he provided for me a highly supportive student community. In fact, a major part of the credit of my achievements goes to all of them. One of the biggest challenges I have experienced as a teacher and researcher was getting the right balance between the endlessly fascinating, stimulating, and privileged role in an academic position and the stresses and frustrations that come with it at times. Writing a dissertation may look like a battle, and the supervisors may seem unreasonable at times, but you can be certain that their goal is to help you to become a better researcher and a great contributor to the academic world. Professors and lecturers are not just teachers, they are mentors too. What counts in life is not the mere fact that we lived and worked here. We must look at what difference we have been able to make in the lives of others. At the end of the day, this will determine the meaning and significance of the lives we lead. Nothing is possible in this world without hard work, more than that, God's grace. Delayed outcomes are often inevitable, but in the long run, hard work will be rewarded. You may make mistakes, but we learn from it, and even when some efforts fail, they will still add to your life's experience. So my advice to the young student community is this: never give up. Try to bloom wherever you have been planted. This college has a very long history. Many people who went on to make a mark in different fields have come out of its portals. The legacy of the great missionary scholar, Reverend Benjamin Bailey, the founder principal of this great institution, after whom this medal is named, is worth recalling here. This Englishman was an epitome of selfless devotion to the causes he was committed to. And we can imagine the number of obstacles he would have overcome in the course of his work in the first half of the 19th century in Kerala. And by choosing to name this award after him, CMS College has reiterated its centuries-old commitment to the cause of excellence in higher education. Once again, I thank this institution for instituting and offering me this award. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Ashok Alex Luke has worked tirelessly for this event and has taken much care in making this year's Benjamin Bailey Lecture a grand success. I invite you, sir, to share our gratitude by proposing the word of thanks.
Distinguished dignitaries, dear colleagues, students, friends, and well-wishers of CMS College. We have gathered here for the Benjamin Bailey Memorial Lecture once again after a gap of nearly 3 years. For many years, we had this lecture as physical meetings, and then COVID pandemic prompted us to go online. As I stand here to propose a vote of thanks, let me acknowledge and appreciate all those who are participating in this program online and offline. Let me thank our manager, Right Reverend Mare Sabukoshi for the administrative leadership and emotional support he renders to all of us at CMS College. I thank you, Tirumeni, for being with us today and for his words of benedictory address. This meeting is chaired by our principal, Dr. Varghese Joshua. His dynamism, unique patterns of thinking, and effective methods of implementation has contributed immensely for the conduct and success of this program. Thank you, sir. The Benjamin Bailey Lecture has always been a prestigious event for CMS College ever since its inception in 1983. We always look for the best intellectual minds that could inspire us to move forward. This year, we were fortunate to have us Sri Venu Rajamani IFS, the renowned diplomat and scholar of international relations. Sir, you have brought us to unique insights on para-diplomacy, a word strange to most of us till the beginning of this lecture. We could gather insights on how para-diplomacy connects Kerala with the rest of the world. The connection you brought to the topic with the life of Reverend Bailey is indeed a fitting tribute to the great soul. On behalf of the CMS College community, I express our gratitude to you, sir. The 4 recipients of the Bailey Award have all worth and greatness to be considered for this distinction. All worth and greatness to be considered for this distinction. And today, they have honored CMS College by accepting this award. To you, distinguished members of our alumni, Dr. Sabu Thomas, Dr. Mohan Thomas, Ms. Rima Prodar, and Dr. Lali Potan. We salute you for what you are and thank you for your affection to CMS College. For the many people who have involved in this program in various ways, let me thank you with utmost sincerity and respect. Reverend Cherian Thomas, the bursar of college, for your prayerful blessings. Dr. Renu Jacob, Vice Principal, for your words of welcome. Dr. Georgie John Panikar, IQSC Coordinator, for introducing the award winners. Professor Jacob Ipan Kunnath for introducing Reverend Bailey. And Professor Betty Elsa Jacob and Dr. Smita Daniel for comparing. Members of the non-teaching community, especially Mr. Eja Thomas and Mr. Mithun Mohan and his technical team, have contributed immensely for the organization and proper conduct of the program. Let me thank them for their help. This program is graced by the presence of you all, former teachers and staff, alumni, and members of the teaching and non-teaching community. Guests who have accepted our invitation and who have come here, especially Father K.M. George, Professor C.T., Professor Matthew Kurian, and the media. Students of this college, especially the NCC cadets, and also students from other institutions, and all those who are watching this online from various parts of the world. CMS College thanks you all. With tributes to Reverend Bailey, our first principal and our architect of academic modernity, let me conclude my words. Thank you all, and thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. We have come to the end of Benjamin Bailey Lecture. May we wind the program with the national anthem. Let's all rise.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जाहे तव शुभ आशीष माहे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे